Alright, this is CloneDrop concept. Real quick, there's two main game types. There's story mode, which is your single player story about a female protagonist that has lost her memory due to some cloning incidents and she's trying to piece back everything together. And then there's the main component, which will be the online co-op where you play with your friends and explore the universe. So I'm going to go into story mode for right now. Um, here's kind of the story about Kayla Blindstar to get you kind of started. I'm going to spawn a simple world, and maybe I'll do the tutorial actually, and show you the procedure generated world that it creates. So here I'm spawning the starter planet, all of the other planets, and lots of stuff, and I'm going to go into the game. So I've started the tutorial, so this will show you kind of the main gameplay. There's obviously some issues. None of the audio is even close to somewhat representative. So I'm in my ship right now. So it's kind of telling you like, hey, if you would have read the story, it told you like, hey, you've lost your memory. Let's go back and learn how to do stuff because you need to finish your mission. So I'm going to speed through the tutorial real fast. So you open up your void suit. This is kind of where you manage all of your stuff. I'm going to click the next button. Power is a main component of the game. You always have a power core on your suit, on your ships, on your space station. It powers everything. When you run out of power, you're in a lot of trouble. Shields is what protects you. Everything down here takes power, and so it's really important to always be watching that. And each power core has a maximum that it can handle. I'm going to equip a weapon. This is kind of a starter weapon. It's nothing special, but it gives you some stats about it. So the last thing it talks about is overloading. Basically, at any time in the game, you can hold the right mouse button and everything gets overloaded. And as you can see from this weapon, overload, all stats are doubled. And it also takes up a lot more power. So it's something you have to watch out for. So the first thing that we're going to do is build a sensor so you can find things easier. And building is always two steps. You first research and then you replicate the item. So the first thing we're going to need to do is get out of our ship and go get some essence orbs. And so to do that, we'll press F. And one thing that we like to do is send our dropship away so that when you need it, it's easier to bring back. So I'm going to hit this menu and send my ship to orbit. And if I look up into the sky, I don't see much. So this C, there's probably not a lot of planets that are super close. So let me quickly kill a few enemies. So as you see, I headshotted this one and I was overloading. When I overload, you'll see the screen kind of turns a little grainy and things turn orange. And much more powerful. So I'm trying to get 100 research orbs. So if you look at the bottom right, you'll see that my sidearms are level 1, damage 10, but when I overload, it's much higher. But my timer at the bottom, you'll see, is going down a lot faster. So you always have to watch that overload bar. So let me take out this guy. I'm almost at 100%. Let's take out one more guy without attracting everyone. Alright, so you always have to kind of watch out. My shields are about 50%. And my power is about 68. So I'm good. So I'm going to call my ship back. I'm going to place a spot right there. I'm going to wait for it to come back out of orbit. And here she is. She's going to land. I'm going to get back into it. And I'm going to open up the research menu. So this is where you research different weapons and things like that. So right now we're researching a sensor. So I'm going to buy this. And so I'll be able to build one of these things. And I just encountered a bug. I should be able to hover over this and see a tooltip, but for some reason I can't. That's no problem. So for that, we're going to go and mine. We're going to use this mining tool. Actually, all my tooltips are gone right now for some reason. Alright, so we're going to get out of the ship and we're going to go mine real fast. So I'm going to switch weapon. You'll see at the bottom right, I'm now using this laser tool. And so I'm going to grab these minerals. I'm going to collect all these, and I just need a little bit more. Okay, so now I have enough. We're going to go back to our ship, which is right there. And we're going to pull up the V key, and this is the replicator. This is where you build different items. So I'm going to click this. I'm going to choose the sensor, and then I'm going to click Start. So in the replicator, this is the template I'm making. The tooltips aren't working for some reason. So I'm going to add a few things, replicate it. Here's the item I've just created. I'm going to move it over, and then I'm going to go back to my main tab here, move the sensor over, and I am going to get out of my ship. So as you can see now, I have a sensor at the top right of the screen, and so I can see where enemies are and where my ship is. So with that, I'm going to get out of the tutorial and kind of just go and explore. So I'm going to change views here, and I'm going to take off, get out of the atmosphere, and kind of show you this seed. So this seed has some planets kind of all around me, some different things. And I'll show you kind of going into this planet right here. My ship's much faster than it would be in a normal game. This is for debug purposes. I'm going to enter the atmosphere of this planet, slow down. And there's not much on this planet as you can see, so I'm going to land, get out, and here I am on another planet. This one has a much thinner atmosphere, so you can kind of see other worlds through it. And so I'm going to take off and kind of show you what else there is. These two planets are kind of right beside each other. That's kind of what's going on right now. A new seed, and this one's going to be kind of crazy. Spawned a lot of stuff in it. So I can go and check out some of these planets. Do a little flyby of this ring right beside the asteroid field. Avoid that. Lots of planets over here.